Good morning, everybody. Welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So today we're here to do another episode. This will be episode 10 of my 30 bands that I have yet to follow, the series that we're doing for the month of September. This was kind of an interesting series to put together, so I've picked out about 40 bands, and I've begun to relay them through this format. But eventually I end up with only 30 on the list. They're not in any particular order, so it's going to be kind of whimish, I guess, as you might want to say that as I make this list up for the week, I may add this band or take another one out. It just depends on how I feel or what I feel like talking about. So, these are just bands that, for whatever reason, I never quite followed them. Some of them I've known about for decades. Some of them, like the one we're going to do today, I've actually liked their music quite a bit. But I never really pursued it past maybe an album or two. I just never really followed the band. They weren't, for the longest time, I didn't know much about them. And so I never really got 100% into them like I have with some of the bands I have. So this band, maybe a little bit of an outlier that way, in that I have several of their albums. I have followed some of their hits on the radio. I do know all the members of the particular band that became overly famous. I mean, they've had some different groups of people at different times playing in their band. But so we're going to talk today about Fleetwood Mac. I picked this particular album because I think this was the first one I ever bought in CD. I had listened to them before that, mostly from the radio and stuff like that. But then I bought this one. I figured I'll never really follow them 100%, but I'll get a greatest hits. I've since changed my mind about that a little bit and bought a couple of other ones. This one, of course, greatest hits, has all of their well-known songs on it. Just a lot of, there's 16 tracks in here. This is probably, for most groups, they'd be lucky to have a quarter of the greatest hits that these guys had. But this one has Rihanna and Don't Stop, Go Your Own Way, Hold Me, Everywhere, Make a Loving Fun. I mean, you could just go on and list the whole album. It's a good album, and they're a good band. They have some great vocal harmonies. They have some great vocalists. They have some real catchy tunes. Of course, they were a big band producing one of the greatest albums of all time and stuff. But I just never went beyond that kind of superficial part of them. And part of it, I think, is because they were a commercial band, and I just didn't see the point. I was getting everything I needed off the radio, and I didn't really want to know their deep stuff, because I think their deep stuff is pretty much similar to their other stuff, but maybe not quite as good. That doesn't always happen with every band. Some bands, their best stuff is their deep stuff or their deep cuts. Other bands, the stuff on the radio is their best stuff, and the other stuff is just okay, and that's, to me, what this band is. So I never overly followed them. I do have a couple of other Fleetwood Mac albums, but I never went back and checked some of the 60s stuff, the Peter Green era, or even Peter Walsh. Is it Peter Walsh or Peter Green? I don't remember. One of those two guys. I'm sure somebody will make a comment below. Gonna have something to drink today. Still got that cough, eh? I don't have the sniffles or anything. It's just a stupid cough. Anyways, so I never really quite followed them too extensively. Although I have to admit, I do like their stuff. They have some great stuff, some catchy stuff. So hopefully this series maybe prompts me to get a few more of their things and listen to them a little bit more. I think I have in total, other than this one, I have Rumors. I think I have Tango, I think it's called. And then I have their last album, which is minus Christine McVie, which is quite a heavy album for Fleetwood Mac. I thought it was, I was like, is this really Fleetwood Mac? It's pretty heavy stuff. like a heavier album, like almost a hard rock album, which is just unheard of for them. Anyways, I am trying to pursue them a little bit more than I was, and maybe that has already begun and I just haven't realized it. But anyways, I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Any comments about Fleetwood Mac or anything I've said or the series in general, you can put in the comments section below. And we'll be back. This is day 10. We'll be back tomorrow, day 11 of those 30 bands that I never quite followed. So take care and have a good day. Goodbye.